Hello everyone and welcome to race 4 of the OVRC GT4 Series. Today we are at the Nürburgring short, which is a circuit you're probably familiar with, although maybe not specifically the short layout, but if you're into sim racing you've probably driven the Nürburgring at some point. Of course the GP circuit. Nice short layout which makes for some fun racing in these GT4 cars. So let's just quickly go over the championship standings. Well, of course the drivers are still in their briefing. So in the drivers championship, Jaroslav Honzik is leading with 508 points, quite a large lead over Thomas Jansen in second with 368 points. And in third is Jan-Willem van Ommen with 275 points. And in fourth is Taha Meli with 270 points. And in fifth is Magnus Smedegaard with 254 points. Then in the team championship, JRD Racing is leading with 783 points. Porsche Motorsport is second with 612 points. Maguire's Racing is third with 405 points. And in fourth is Sim Racing Middle East with 353 points. In fifth then is Motorsport Builder.at Racing Team with 257 points. And of course, if you want to see the full standings, as always, you can do so at the link in the description. It's going to be a little while longer till the drivers are out of their driver's briefing, which is a bit on the longer side, of course, in GT4 Series, as there is a rolling start. And of course that will all have to be addressed, and the drivers will have the ability to ask questions about that, etc., to make sure everybody is clear on how the start procedure works. And so hopefully we won't get any accidents. As it looks like they are now starting to head out on track. And in fact Thomas Jansen is leading the pack, or is the first car to go out. And so should be the first to set a timed lap here. We have just under 17 minutes of qualifying ahead. As the drivers are slowly starting to head out on track, still a few in the pit lane as you can see in the background there. There goes Thomas Jansen across the line to start the first timed lap, I think. Although I'm not getting any timing information for him as of yet. Who we have behind him, that's Christoph Joni. So just keep following along with Jansen as he goes around the first sector through the Mercedes arena. So hopefully we should start getting some times in pretty soon. And there we go. So he sets the first sector time of this qualifying session with a 39.4 in sector 1. He gets to the end of sector 2 with a 1:11.2 so far. Let's see if he can keep it clean through the final sector, using as much of the curb as he can. Straight line through there, although running wide through there. Let's see if that's okay, and he sets a 1:30.9. Christoph Jouni follows with a 1:32.4. Taha Mali will cross the line next and goes third with a 1:36.1. Tesh Dendo takes P3. Mike de Smødegaard took P2. And Thomas Sajak is starting his timed lap. Let's see what will happen to Tim Driscoll. Takes P5 for now. You can see some more cars coming up in the background there. Rasmus Cassel goes second, 4/10 off Jansen. Mark Whitford switching to the Porsche for this race. He was in the Lotus last time around. Jaroslav Honzik just put it P1 with a 1:30.5. Thomas Jansen still going around, although not on a fast lap right now it seems. Yeah, Christoph Jouni is doing, he is improving. Let's see if he can get out of P6. And he does not. So Taha Mali goes 5th. Window does not improve. Thomas Sajak goes 7th for now. And there we have Michael Sadrowski on his first timed lap. So let's see where he goes on the board. And he goes 9th. Simon Stobart puts it in P10. Raymond Heathers takes P12. And there goes Sebastian Bernier around the final corner. And he puts himself in P7. We have Bartels Sworde, who has got his lap invalidated. Thomas Jansen also getting his lap invalidated in the first sector. First sector 2. Yeah. Christoph Jouni, does he improve? No. So can Dendo improve? And he does not. Slav Honzik going for another lap. Berluschi Serrano also starting a lap. If Michael Sadrowski improves, and he does, he goes up to P8. Driscoll improves this time, but stays in P14. And here goes Sebastian Brunner around the final corner again. Not looking good so far. Not improving on this lap, and he will not improve in the end. Thomas Jansen is still going around, improving on his personal lap, but still a few tenths off Georgia. And so he goes second, 2 tenths off of Honzik. So Joni does not improve. Around goes Max Haveson, who is not on a timed lap. Hameli also not yet on a timed lap, but starting one now. Mark Woodford, where will he go? He goes P3. Just 3/10 of Honzik. Goes Karliski Serrano, who still hasn't set a lap, along with Max Haveson. So two drivers who have not yet set a timed lap in this qualifying session, with 8.5 minutes left now. Thomas Jansen goes fastest in Sector 1 and he's coming up to the end of Sector 2 now, as the Lotus in front gets out of the way. So let's see what he does through Sector 2. And he does globally improve there as well, so he's faster than Honzik so far. See everything going smoothly around the chicane and through the final corner now. So let's see if he will take P1. And he does. Just under a tenth better than Honzik. Mark Whitford goes fastest in Sector 1 but loses out in Sector 2. Let's see if he can make anything up into the final sector. As around the final corner he goes now. And he does not improve. Michael Sadarski working on a personal improvement in Sector 1. And let's see what he can do for Sector 2. Definitely improving through there, so if he keeps this up he should be able to move up a few positions, I think. Nicely done through the final corner, and he moves up to P8. We have Max Haveson, who has improved his personal Sector 1. Currently all the way down in P17, as all drivers have now set a timed lap. And he does improve in Sector 2 as well. It looks like a good improvement so far. Let's see if he can keep it clean for Sector 3. He should be able to move up the board, although that wasn't looking too good around there. And he does move up one position. Karliski Serrano is improving, trying to get out of P15. And so he does move up to P13. Cell improved in Sector 1, but loses out a lot in Sector 2. So I suspect that won't be an improvement, but let's find out as he crosses the line very shortly. And like it was a slight improvement in the final sector, okay. Take the Smederbart, goes off-road. These are not rallycross cars in fact, so probably not a great idea. So very sideways through there. So I suspect that won't be a fast Sector 2 for him. And yeah, he loses out on a lot of time, 3 seconds. Thomas Jansen still lapping, trying to extend his lead on Jaroslav Honzik. But let's see if he can improve on his Sector 1. He does not, he loses out in fact. And Honzik is right behind him, and yes he is, and Honzik goes fastest in Sector 1 in fact. While Mark Whitford, going very fast through Sector 1. And just coming up to the end of Sector 2 now. And improves in Sector 2 as well, so Whitford looks set to take P1 here. With just under 4 minutes left in qualifying now. Jaroslav Honzik still improving on his times, of course. Could still pose a threat to Whitford. And so Whitford, he stays in P3, loses out on a lot of time through the final sector as Jaroslav Honzik is about to cross the line. And Jaroslav Honzik takes P1. Just half a tenth ahead of Jansen. So that's going to be a close fight still, I think. They still have time for 2 more laps, as long as they keep going. Mark Whitford again goes fastest in Sector 1. Let's see if we can keep it up this time around. In fact, let's go for an onboard view with him. In his new Porsche Cayman GT4. So he slows down on the straight. Clearly something did not go right through Sector 2. Thomas Jansen is improving though. You can see Whitford slow to the side there. Whitford will have another chance, I think. As Jansen gets close to Honzik in Sector 2, but he does not improve there. But let's see if it's good enough to take P1 back. And, very close through there. Just 1/100th of a second off. Cassell is improving. So currently in P5. Let's see if he can take P4 from Thomas Olsen. And he does get very close, but he does not take the position. Max Hasten still improving, so let's see if he can get out of P16. He's looking good so far. And he moves up to P15. Because that's a lot of time for the final sector, I think. So definitely some work to do there. Honzik goes fastest in Sector 1, trying to extend his lead on Thomas Jansen and Mark Whitford. Both Jansen and Whitford are in the pit lane, so they will not be sending another lap. And so it looks like Jaroslav Honzik is set to take pole position here. As he does improve in Sector 2 as well. So let's see how far he can extend his lead. As he crosses the line now. And, he loses out in the final sector, so only a very slight improvement there. And there are your results for qualifying. Jaroslav Honzik takes P1, Thomas Jansen takes P2, P3 will be Mark Whitford, P4 Thomas Olsen, and Gerasimus Cassell is in P5. Notice there's only one KTM on the grid. There were of course some concerns about the balance of performance with that car. So definitely seems like people have perhaps switched away from it. As now they get ready on the grid for a rolling start here at the Nürburgring short layout, which gives me time to drink. as my throat was getting a bit sore. So the lights go green and they are setting off to get started on their out lap. They're getting very close to the start now, and you can see the KTM off the road in the background. That will have been Tim Driscoll, since he is the only driver in the KTM in this race, but they are now ready to get started. And so they look to be slowing down for now. It will be up to Jaroslav Honzik to start him off, and he has started off. So let's see if everything will go smoothly for the first corner on this first lap of this 20-minute race here in the OVRC GT4 Series at the Nürburgring. It looks like Mark Whitford is immediately attacking Thomas Jansen down the inside in the Mercedes arena. And so they go around, and Jansen not giving this up easily, going back through the inside there and staying ahead for now. Meanwhile, Thomas Olsen is getting pretty close to them as well. So Olsen tries to go down the inside of Whitford. And can Olsen make his way past? Looks like Whitford will have to defend the inside through here. And so the top 5 stays as it is for now. Something's happened to Taha Mali. He's dropped way down the grid. And Tim Driscoll has in fact retired. While in the mid-pack they're still very close together, you can see Thomas Sayek going down the inside of Simon Stobbart. It looks like Stobbart is... Sorry about that. I've lost my train of thought. Anyway, lots happening around here. So Stobbart tries to go down the outside of Sayek, but looks like Sayek has just about gotten ahead right now. Although Stobbart's still trying to go down the inside. So there's a lot of action happening a bit further up with looks to be Christoph Joni and Michael Sudarski and Magnus Swedegaard. And guys behind him getting very close as well. Yes, oh, Lotus has spun. It stays Dendo. Into the barrier goes Dendo. And so he will retire, unfortunately. So that's 2 retirements so far. Just 2 laps into the race. So here we have Mark Whitford right behind Thomas Jansen. Going through the final quarter now, on their way to start another lap. So will Whitford try to make the move down the inside here? Looks like he will. And so that's it, the move done. Very nice clean overtake from Whitford there. So Whitford moves up into P2, although Thomas Jansen is still very close behind him. They go through the Mercedes arena once again. Jansen having a little look up the inside there. Let's go for a bit of onboard action with Thomas Jansen. Looks like a bit of a mistake for Whitford there, which has allowed Jansen to go down the inside. And so they are side by side on the straight now, so a bit of a drag racing competition. With Whitford trying to get into the slipstream of Jansen. But it looks like Jansen will stay ahead through the chicane. As here they go to start yet another lap. With Whitford losing out through there. Yes, oh, Ruben Heathers has spun. He has spun around the final corner. Let's hope he can get back on the track in time before Battles Order shows up. And so it looks like he just about will. Thomas Sajak getting closer to Korliski Sorano in the fight for P10. As Mark Whitford is very close to Thomas Jansen again. It looks like it's going to be a very interesting fight for P2 as Jaroslav Honzik is definitely getting ahead of them, almost 3 seconds lead now for Honzik. Thomas Sajak, who looked like he wanted to go down the inside of Sorano. Michael Sadrowski, who having to defend from Christoph Joni. And now he's having to defend from back to Smedegaard. The Smedegaard goes down the inside in the final corner. And Smedegaard will take P8, Joni will take P7. For now anyway. As just looking at the top of the pack again, it seems Whitford has lost a bit of time there. Smedegaard having to defend from Sadowski down the inside there. And so it looks like Magnus is staying ahead for now, although, ooh, bit of oversteer for Sadowski. I'm having a bit of a cold right now, so apologies if you can hear a bit of sneezing occasionally. I am shouting into a microphone quite loudly, and it's taking a bit of a toll on my throat, but it's fun. And these GT4 races are always fun to watch and comment on. Rasmus Cassel is closing up to Thomas Olsen in the fight for P4. They go around turn 1, no moves from Cassel. Oh, there's a car spun. I think it might have been Michael Sadrowski. Certainly was one of the Porsches. And Sayek having to defend from Serrano there. Serrano in P10, Sayek in P11. Riemann Headers is now also in the pit lane. He's somewhere behind that KTM. So it looks like he has retired after that spin. Yeah, final corner. Here we have Cassel still following Thomas Olsen, although Olsen seems to be getting away slightly. Hameli looking to go down the inside of Simon Stobbart. And it looks like he has made the move into the chicane. Stobbart really losing out a lot there. Meanwhile, at the front of the field, Thomas Jansen has created a bit of a gap to Mark Whitford, about second to second and a half. As there are now just 10 minutes left in the race, so we are halfway through the race. With Jaroslav Honzik in P1, ahead of Thomas Jansen and Mark Whitford. Rasmus Cassel is still trying to close up to Thomas Olsen, as they seem to be catching up to Mark Whitford now. So that could get interesting. We could have a three-way fight for P3 on our hands, potentially. Let's go for a bit of onboard. So at this point they look to be relatively equal on pace. Not really seeing a clear advantage for either one of them. Though I think Cassel is getting slightly closer. As he will get yet closer now on the straight in the slipstream. Don't see any moves into turn 1, I don't think. Of course, both of these in the Lotus, and it is a fixed setup series, meaning that it's really just between the drivers here. No difference in their cars whatsoever. Maybe slightly different fuel loads, but that should be it. As Max Haveson has spun in turn 1. So he's definitely far behind Thomas Sayek at this point. Go back to Cassel, who seems to be slowly closing up to Thomas Olsen, although having a look down the inside there. Bit of a risky move. Oh, and he goes onto the grass. And he spun. Well, sort of, but he's just about kept it on the road there, I think. And that's cost him a lot of time. He has only 6 minutes left to try and win all that time back. I'm not sure he really has enough time to do that. It's not that much faster than Olsen, I don't think. So we still have a bit of a fight for P10 right here between Taha Meli, Koliski Serrano and Simon Stobbart. Stobbart, I think, slightly closing up to Serrano. So losing out for that corner. Meanwhile, at the front, Jaroslav Honzik is still leading. About 2 seconds ahead, yeah, definitely over 2 seconds ahead of Thomas Jansen. With 4 minutes left now. I don't really think we're going to see anything interesting happen there. Mark Whitford is definitely has dropped far behind Thomas Jansen now, 3 seconds behind. And he still has a 2-second gap to Thomas Olsen. He now has a 2-second gap to Gerasimos Cassel. So things have definitely settled down a bit now. Not many interesting. Oh no, Mark Whitford has spun! Got a wheel onto the grass there and will be overtaken by Thomas Olsen. Can he keep it in front of Gerasimos Cassel? Looks like he will go side by side with Cassel, and Cassel goes down the inside. And Cassel has gotten ahead. Let's see if Whitford can possibly get a position back into the chicane. Doesn't look like he will try. So having a look down the inside here. I think Whitford was definitely faster than Cassel, so he might still be able to do it before the end of the race, which is just 3 minutes left now, as he will go around the outside into turn 1. And he's on the inside of Cassel right now. And looks like he has just about gotten past. So Cassel still very close, not giving the position up easily at all. Now 2.5 minutes left. And my voice is slowly dying. Let's go for a bit of an onboard with Cassel, as he's definitely getting a better exit out of there. It looks like Whitford will have to defend the inside into the chicane. Although maybe Olsen just about Cassel just sticks behind for now. Minute 30 left in the race, as the leaders have just started another lap, and so I think we're going to see one more lap after this one. So the next lap will be the final lap. If the pace of the leaders is as I think it is. So it looks like Woodford is now slowly getting away from Cassel. And so Woodford is set to take P4 here. After starting in P3, so losing out on one position as a result of dropping a wheel onto the grass in the final sector. He did manage to save the car and get out in time to get into P5 and make his way back up to P4, as they are now on the final lap, with Jaroslav Honzik still in P1, Thomas Jensen 2 seconds behind in P2, and Thomas Olsen in P3. Of course, the next race, race 2, will have a reverse top 10. And so, it looks like Taha Mali will be starting in front if the order stays as it is. And Jaroslav Honzik will have to start all the way from P10, as he now crosses the line and takes the win in race 1. With Thomas Jensen coming P2, Thomas Olsen in P3. Mark Whitford in P4, Erasmus Cassel in P5. Sebastian Brunier making his way around the final corner now to take P6 ahead of Magnus Smedegaard in P7. Gustav Joni joins them in P8 and Michael Sadrowski takes P9. P10 will be Taha Mali, and so Mali will be starting from pole position in the next race. Simon Stobart takes P11. Carlos Gisrano will take P12. Thomas Sayak, as he's doing a little dance with his car there, takes P13. Max Haefsen will be next to cross the line in P14. And then it will be Bartels Voorde in P15, with Riemann Headers, Thijs Dendo and Tim Driscoll not finishing the race. Although of course they will be starting the next race. And Bartels crosses the line, and so that is the end of race 1. With Jaroslav Honzik winning the race, and Mark Whitford gets the fastest lap. So maybe, yeah, nice for Whitford. Though of course he did not finish as well as he perhaps should have. The drivers are lining up on the grid for another rolling start for race 2 of the OVRC GT4 Series, round 4 at the Nürburgring. And so the lights will go soon. There we go, they go green, and they are starting off on their out lap. Get this rolling start started, I guess. Gives me the opportunity to drink. Hopefully fix my broken voice for the rest of this race, for the 20 minutes coming up. Taha Mali starting in P1. And so they slow down again. And Taha Mali will be starting them off, and they are off now. Let's see if they can keep it clean in race 2. Yes, they're going to go around turn 1 now. And it seems to be clean so far, no dramas happening. As we can see, Mark Whitford trying to make his way up to P4 on Michael Sadrowski. And so I'm sure he will try to go down the inside of Sadrowski through here. Like perhaps a little bit of contact through there, but not too bad. So Whitford makes his way up to P4. Here we have the leaders from the last race. Looks like Honzik has already gotten ahead of Jansen, and both of them have gotten ahead of Korowski Serrano. And so Mark Woodford looks like he might try to move on Magnus Spredegaard through here. No, he does not. He backs out of it. So very ambitious late braking move from Cassel there in the Lotus. Oh, someone spun. Michael Sajarski has spun. And my voice is dead. Ah. And so Sajarski will drop all the way down to P16. Sebastian Brunner is all the way down in P17. Not sure what happened to him. Here we have Thomas Sayek behind Max Haveson. So into the grass a little bit there. And Thomas Jansen is still behind Jaroslav Honzik as they go around the chicane, and they are both behind Thomas Olsen. And so Honzik having a little look up the inside. Will he go for the late braking move? No, he won't. He sticks behind Thomas Olsen for now. Rasmus Cassel trying to go down the inside of Magnus Smedegaard. Looks like he's at the back out of it. I don't think that's really a place you can overtake, to be perfectly honest. So Riemann Headers has retired. We have Jaroslav Honzik getting very close to Thomas Olsen now. Trying to make his way back up the grid. After finishing first in race 1. And having to start P10 here in race 2, as he will go down the inside of Thomas Olsen into the chicane. So you could hear a bit of tire squealing through there and a lot of smoke, and somebody's off the road. I think it is Max Haveson. No, it's not. It's Christoph Joni was off the road, rejoining almost into the Lotus of Simon Stobbart there. Rasmus Cassel going down the inside of Magnus Smedegaard. And oh, he spun it into the barrier. And he will try to get that back on track very soon. You have to be careful, of course, with all the other drivers coming around turn 1 now. And so he will get back into it in P11. So immediately going down the inside of Warda. Jaroslav Honzik is still behind Thomas Olsen. So he's now in P5. And he might go down the inside of Olsen now into the chicane. With like it's clear this time around. Nobody going off track. So he does take P4, and we'll have Magnus Smedegaard coming up next. Taha Mali, meanwhile, has created a bit of a lead in P1. So Mark Woodford is remaining within a second behind. As we can see, Thomas Jansen was looking to go down the inside of Olsen there. Not really close enough yet, I think. Honzik looks like he is gaining on Magnus Smedegaard. So I think he will try to move down the inside chicane. No, he won't. Not really quite close enough. Although he will. Ooh, he still went down the inside there. Looks like a bit of oversteer for Smedegaard. Yes, oh, Jensen and Olsen are also trying to get involved. So this is going to get very interesting into turn 1. Will they all make it out alive? And who will be ahead? That is the most important question, I think. As Jensen, ooh, making the move on both Smedegaard and Olsen. They have Honzik staying ahead, so Honzik up to P3 now. And looks like Smedegaard and Olsen are still side by side. Smedegaard trying to go down the inside there. Having to defend from Olsen. Smedegaard still on the inside, although Olsen will have the inside on the next corner. It looks like they might be side by side for just a little while longer, and I think Smedegaard has slightly backed out of it there. So Max Haveson has fun in the Mercedes arena, it seems. So Magnus Smedegaard still very close to Thomas Olsen. Looks like Sebastian Brunier has now overtaken Tim Driscoll, who went a bit onto the grass there. A bit wide. Oh, Thomas Jensen goes down the inside of Jaroslav Honzik into turn 1 and he backs out of it. Maybe a bit too ambitious of a move there. Or an attempted move. Gustav Joni side by side with Kuliski Serrano, though he backs out of it through here. Maybe try to make the move into the chicane. He goes down the inside here. That's a bit of contact. Just a light little rub. So Joni goes up to P7. So Whitford is in P6. So it looks like Whitford may have gotten into a bit of trouble again. I'm pretty sure he was in P2 earlier. Jensen, oh, Jensen is off the road. He's going very slowly, so possibly a technical issue there. As he has pulled off to the side of the track. And it looks like some kind of technical issue, most likely. as he has parked his car on the side of the track. And drops all the way down the grid to P15 so far, though if he can't get it restarted soon, and he has retired. Okay, so that was a very strange thing. So I think it will be a technical issue. We will find out what it is in the Discord chat. Our OVRC Discord, which you can join at the link in the description, by the way, if you're interested. The cell defending the inside from Serrano, turn 1. Like there's still a bit of battling happening for P7 in Cassel, Serrano and Stobbart. Now Jaroslav Honzik is in P2 and closing up to Taha Mali. 6.5 minutes left in the race, so with the rate at which Jaroslav is catching up, I think he still has a chance to take the win here. Certainly looking quick right now. Ooh, Max Haveson is off the road again. Like he did spin into the barrier in the Mercedes arena. Jaroslav Honzik is getting very close to Taha Mali now, as you can quite clearly see. See, Honzik's fastest lap is 6 tenths faster than Mali's. Of course, I don't know how they are lapping right now, but I can say that Honzik is gaining very quickly. And so I think we'll keep our eye on this for a while. This is of course the fight for the lead between Taha Mali and Jaroslav Honzik. With now 4 minutes left in the race. So I think that'll be 3 more laps. Maybe 4? I think 3. But we will find out pretty soon. As he is getting very close now. Will be close enough to attempt a move into the chicane. Don't think it is. But actually, it looks like Honzik may have lost out a bit of time through there in the final sector. Mark Whitford is closing up to Magnus Smedegaard in the fight for P4. Don't know what happened to Whitford earlier, but he dropped down to P6 from P2. So he goes down the inside of Smedegaard, and looks like Smedegaard... Although actually Whitford outbrakes himself. I thought Smedegaard might have backed out of it, but actually it was just Whitford being too late on the brakes, as both of them lap Max Haveston. As Jaroslav Honzik is properly close to Taha Mali now. They go side by side on their way to the chicane. And so let's see who will be better on the breakthrough here. As Mali defends the inside from Honzik. Maybe a bit of a touch through there. Like Honzik got out of the chicane just a bit faster, but Taha Mali might be faster through the final corner. As onto the main straight they go, and Honzik is gaining. And so can Honzik get ahead on the straight? Looks like he'll have to try and do it around the outside into turn 1. Mali defending the inside, Honzik possibly attempting the switchback. Looks like they'll be going side by side just a little while longer. Through the Mercedes arena. So very close together there. Honzik down the inside, and he will have the inside again for the next corner. But can he finally get ahead? Can he finally force Mali to back out of it? And looks like he is ahead now, so he has made the move up to P1. Yes, there is 30 seconds left in the race, and I think there will be one more lap. Guess we'll find out as soon as Honzik crosses the finish line. She will very soon. Will he do so within 10 seconds? So he will actually. I think he'll just about do it in time. Yes, so there will be one more lap. This is the final lap. So it looks like Honzik is set to take the win here in race 2 after doing so in race 1 as well. Now Mark Whitford still trying to close up to Magnus Smedegaard, so will Whitford be able to make the move up to P4 in the final lap? He still might be able to into the chicane. Yes, just keep our eye on this, as meanwhile Honzik is going around the final corner. And looks like Whitford is not going to attempt anything here. And so Jaroslav Honzik takes P1 ahead of Taha Mali in P2. And Thomas Olsen in P3. Magnus Smedegaard finishes in P4 with Mark Whitford in P5. Whitford spinning it in celebration there. Not sure celebration, probably more frustration. Cassel is P6. Christoph Joni takes P7. Whiskey Serrano takes P8, P9 will be Simon Stobbart. And Michael Sajarski is set to take P10 ahead of Thomas Sayak in P11, with Sebastian Brunier in P12. Tim Driscoll goes around the chicane now in the Sol KTM crossbow. And he will finish in P13. And then it's... Oh! Bartels Warda outbraking himself into the chicane on the final lap. Luckily, no one around him, so it won't cost him anything. And it looks like he will be last to finish the race. And so, once again, Jaroslav Honzik takes the win and the fastest lap, ahead of Taha Mali and Thomas Olsen. 3 DNFs in this race, so Thomas Jansen, Riemann Headers and Tej Dendo do not finish the race. So, thank you very much for watching this 4th round of the OVRC GT4 Series at the Nürburgring. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you press the like button, because that's the thing YouTube wants you to do. And also, if you'd like to see more of our races, please subscribe to our channel. We'll have a little look at our calendar. So we have the OVRC Porsche GT3 Cup Series coming up next. That's next Monday, which will also be at the Nürburgring, but at the full GP layout. Then the week after that, on Monday, will be the GT2 Series at Zolder. And then the GT4 Series returns in 2 weeks' time, on the 21st of March, also at Zolder. So again, thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.